Hey, it's Bernadette. As promised in my Burning Gold group, I am going to do a live stream for y'all. And I want to share this so you guys know I'm on. If you are not in my community on Facebook, which is free, please feel free to join. I'm trying to share this and my phone is being so weird. Just go to Facebook.com/groups/Burning Gold and feel free to join an amazing community. And of course, it's not letting me share. So hang on a minute. I guess I have to click on the post. My assistant is ice skating right now, or going to go ice skating. So, hello, Andrea. Why Facebook? Why? It won't let me share it. Dang it. Janine, I made you another video to help you get the notifications. And it is a setting on your phone. So I'm hoping that you saw that video. I put a second one in the comments, I think, from yours. And like I said, I'm trying to share this. So it's not letting me. I give up. If any of you are in Burning Gold, could you please share this? And I'll just share it onto my personal profile later once it's done. It's already set at that. The second video I did for you, there's two videos, one on actual Facebook groups and the second video is actually on your iPhone settings. So if you have an iPhone, I don't know what it is for a non-iPhone, but I was trying to help you. So I made a second video because it is settings on your actual phone to get those notifications to pop up. I digress. Anyways, so I wanted to talk to you guys. I just got done with one of my clients that I do counseling with. And at the very end of our session, a really great metaphor came up. And I think it is a good, it's a good lesson for all of you, as far as those of you who work with me or those of you who go to counseling or go and work with people like me who are intuitive counselors, spiritual counselors, and transformational coaches. There is a difference between crisis management, crisis counseling, and personal development, transformation, change, and healing. And I want to delineate that for you. I want to really be clear on it. Because the pictures, the metaphors, very, very descriptive, I think you guys will get it. And I hope that this hits home for you guys. A lot of you ask me why I do one-off sessions, just one-on-one. You'll call me for an hour-long session, a reading, a spiritual counseling session, whatever. And they are powerful. I'm not saying that they are not. Those one-off sessions are very powerful, but beyond the one-off sessions, I typically, depending on what's going on with you and what you're trying to create in your life, I typically will offer you an invitation to one of my ongoing programs, whether that's Soul Fast or Charm Life or something else. And people have asked me why, or why do I sell packages of counseling? And why do you need to do something on a regular basis to create permanent change? So let's be clear on this, because this is the picture. Many of you call me, some people only call someone like me or go to someone like me who's in the helping profession when you're in crisis. Thank you, Andrea. When you're in crisis, when something has happened, when you have gotten triggered, when your emotions are all over the place, you've had a fight, you've gone through a breakup, you've lost your job, you're having to move unexpectedly, or you're just going through some emotional turmoil, you're feeling uncertain and confused, you'll jump on a call with me or do a session with me one-on-one to get your clarity, to get your peace, and to get everything manageable and to be able to know what's your next step. And like I said, it's powerful to do a one-off session. It absolutely is, and can help get you out of panic and anxiety and get you back to your center. I just had an amazing session yesterday with someone for the first time. I love first time sessions because I think it kind of blows people's minds what can get done in an hour. But because I let spirit come through and direct everything, a lot can get done in an hour. And the information that comes through is powerful and specific to you. Hi, Megan. And very pointed, as long as you are open and willing to listen, right? You can use that session to help get you. It creates a bridge. That's how I feel like I am with a lot of these sessions. I create a bridge. I create a bridge from spirit to you. I create a bridge from the unseen into the seen world, a safety bridge that takes you from where you are over the bridge to where you want to be. I take you out of chaos and out of confusion, and I put you into a place where you're back on solid ground, where you can see things clearly and you can operate out of that place of ego and in the place of your higher self. And it is powerful. And I'm not telling you guys don't do that. Absolutely do that. But there's a difference of what happens in those sessions and what I call crisis sessions, crisis management, crisis mitigation, and sessions that are ongoing, where you actually commit to work with me, whether it's one-on-one or in a group, for an ongoing period of time to actually create permanent, not temporary, because that's what crisis counseling is. That's temporary. Permanent change and transformation. To do that, you actually need to commit to a period of time, either one-on-ones or in a program with me. Charm Life is amazing, affordable for weekly coaching and counseling and lessons on top of the actual program, which is packed full of over 34 of the teaching videos and almost 3-4 years of coaching replays, live coaching replays. And then you get 52 weeks of live coaching with me, where you get to interact live with me and get help on your specific issues. That program is only $19.97. Like, if you deduct, let's do the math, because I can never remember. I'm horrible at math and my memory sucks. $19.97 divided by 52 weeks. That's $38 a week. That doesn't even cover the cost of the video production time, the lessons, the work, right, involved in what you get in the actual program. So literally for $38 a week, a session, that's what you're paying for 52 weeks. My coaching sessions are $222 an hour. So Charm Life, when I tell you guys it's a steal, it's a deal, and you will grow if you commit to doing the work, but you actually have to do the work, is powerful. And I'm not here to sell you Charm Life, because I only want people in there who are willing to do that work. And it's not always easy work. You have to look at your stuff. You can't just breeze through it and watch videos and then go, okay, I got it, because it will not shift anything in your life. You've got to be willing to do the work, be vulnerable, be authentic, get down and dirty, face your ego. But the difference is this, and this is the metaphor and the vision that Spirit gave me for this client, and it's very apropos and relevant. All right. Think of people that call me when they're in crisis, right? They have old festering wounds that you can't see on the outside, but for the sake of making this picture clear, just imagine you have been cut and cut and cut and cut, however old you are, for your whole entire life, right? And you have learned strategies to keep yourself from bleeding out emotionally, physically, mentally, right? And those strategies are like Band-Aids. So you've got a gazillion Band-Aids on you. But then the Band-Aids, because of a trigger, because of a circumstance, because of a major event, because of a fight, because the energy sucks, right? The Band-Aids start to fall off. The sticky part starts to fall, and now you're springing blood everywhere. And that blood is not just blood, it's infected blood, and it's pussy and it's gross. And you're like, oh my God, I'm dying here. Let me call for a one-off session and get out of crisis. And Bernadette's going to just put the Band-Aids back on. And literally that's a lot of times all I can do in that 1-hour session, if you only set up a one-time thing with me, is put some Band-Aids on and give you some tools and resources to keep your Band-Aids going, so that you're not springing blood and spewing infection all over the rest of your life. Okay? Those are powerful sessions. It gets you out of crisis. Does it clean the wound and actually heal the wound? No. It puts the Band-Aids back on. So I take all the Band-Aids off. If I freshen them up, I put your Band-Aids back on, pat you on the butt, and send you on your way in a more powerful, positive way that's going to last you a little while. Like, really, it is. It's going to get you thinking in a different way. But when you set up something and you commit to either a program or an, continuous committed sessions on an ongoing basis, now we can get down to the work of taking the Band-Aids off, cleaning the wound, allowing the infection, like getting the infection out that has been there your whole life, and growing that skin back, healing the tissues, right? The difference. What do you want? Do you want a bunch of Band-Aids and you only want to get out of crisis? Meanwhile, at the heart of it, you're still sick. Maybe you're not bleeding out. Maybe you don't see the wound, but underneath those Band-Aids is an infection that is toxic to your mind, to your emotions, and to your life, right? That's the picture that Spirit gave me. Many people just want a Band-Aid. That's why so many energy healers get clients that come to them and they're like, okay, let's do some downloads. Let's do some clearing work. And you go one time. You really expect a healer energetically to be able to clear you for your entire lifetime of wounds and programming and behaviors that you're stuck in and rooted in? It's impossible. And anyone that tells you they can do it is full of shit. It can't happen in one session. It can't. And it can't happen if you're only doing one session here and there when you're in crisis and you can't get yourself out of crisis and get yourself back to your normal level of dysfunction. It can't. If you want to be functional and healthy and you want to manifest a life that is full of love, joy, peace, and abundance and prosperity in a healthy way, you have to commit to doing the work to heal those wounds, which is why I do and have created Charmed Life, created Soul Fast, created, one-on-one packages where you actually get that work done on an ongoing basis, and we can go deep down below the surface crap, which is usually what you're in crisis about, is surface crap that is triggering the wounds, right? It's like pressing on those wounds, and now you feel the pain of the wounds when you've been able to just numb out from them. They've always been there, but they got triggered. Your feeling, your awareness of them got triggered, and you go into crisis, and then you call me. Like I said, it's no big deal. You want to just deal with the crisis and you want me to be your crisis manager? I can do that for you, and it's powerful. But what's more powerful for the change and transformation in your life is to commit to doing the work to heal those wounds. Because when you're healed, you don't have to go into crisis anymore. And if you do, you have the tools to clean that up, clean that wound, and heal it on your own. And that's my point, right? I don't want to just hold your hand through crisis. I don't mind doing it. I'm good at it. Really, really good at it. Spirit is amazing at bringing through, like, just out of the blue, insightful information to ease your pain and suffering in that moment. But that's not as powerful as doing that ongoing work and facing the real issue. So, yeah, you want me to stick Band-Aids back on and help you? I can. But you want to stop having to rely on Band-Aids? I'd rather help you with that on the long haul, in the long term, to get you to the point where you can be your own physician. As the Bible says, physician, heal thyself. And we have to. That's our work, right? That's our work. And someone can help us and guide us and hold our hand and give us information that will help us do that work. They can't do the work for us. I can't do the work for you. I've set up the blueprint to get that work done and show you and teach you what that work is. You're the one that has to do the work. So yes, I can be your crisis manager. You can call me for, temporary feeling of, hey, it's going to be okay. And here's what you need to do to make sure it's okay in this moment. I can do that for you. I do it every day, all day, every day for people. But I would really rather not just be the Band-Aid dispenser. and put her on her. I would much rather be the person that sits down with you, holds your hand, gets you out of pain, and then cleans those wounds, brings them out, takes all the Band-Aids out and go, okay, this wound is this. We need to apply that to heal it. And this is that. We need to apply this mindset and this modality of healing to heal it and get you to the point where in a few months, you're actually no longer needing Band-Aids. Okay. I really, you guys, it's as simple as that. Does that make sense? Because it is powerful when we think about it. It's like, I only call somebody for help when I'm freaking out. And then I get out of freak out mode, but I continue doing the same thing. And I continually come back to crisis mode, right? The definition of insanity, do the same thing over and over and over again and get the same results. If you are ready to heal your life, truly heal it from the inside out and create a magical life, create a blessed, charmed life where everything is possible and everything opens up for you, then come and work with me. And if I'm not your person, hey, I'm cool with that. Find your person, but don't think that an energy healer, a psychic, a counselor, or even a doctor can heal you if you're only going to see them when you're in crisis. It's like going to the ER when you have a major infection in your body, right? And being seen and being put on IVs, and then you go home, but the IV just gave you your fluids back, didn't address the infection. The infection's still there. You're going to be back in the ER in another week. And in the meanwhile, more damage is being done. It's the same thing. So think about what you want for your life and then be willing to do that work. You want a traditional counselor to help you, go find that person. You want someone like me to help you, then come work with me. But I just want to be very clear on that, because I think a lot of people in our lives, and sometimes ourselves, we sit there and we think, I just need to get out of crisis right now. I feel shitty, I'm confused, I'm out of my mind. And you get out of crisis, and in a couple of weeks or a couple of months, you're right back there and nothing really has changed. So if you're looking for real change, then you're going to have to do that work. You're going to have to dig deep and find out, what are the wounds? What is being triggered? Why do I feel out of sorts? And what is possible for me? You know, how do I get from living by my circumstances in complete default mode, either avoiding those deep emotions or those deep hurts, or ignoring them and being in denial that they actually exist? How do I get from that to facing them in a powerful way and actually becoming my own internal physician with the help of spirit and the help of another to guide you? It's hard work. You know, I was very lucky. I say I've done it alone, and I did. I didn't have outside help. I had the help of spirit. I had the help of my guides. For my years of trauma, I did go see counselors, and it went too slowly and they weren't really getting to the root of it. So spirit took me, and, you know, through different spiritual teachings and a whole lot of journaling, and I mean years, hundreds of notebooks of, you know, really reflecting on my life. It took all that to heal my life. Our wounds start in childhood and they just continue to layer upon layer upon layer. Just like Kevin's saying, it's like peeling an onion. It is, you know, and you get to that base layer. I like to think of it more like, at times, like an artichoke, right? The best part of an artichoke is the heart of the artichoke, right? The leaves are okay. You can eat the little tiny bit of flesh, and it's protective, and they're thorny. If you've ever touched, and I used to grow artichokes in my dome, they're pokey and they're thorny. I mean, really, they hurt the outside of it. But man, that heart is tender. It's yummy, right? That's where all the flavor is. And we're a lot like that. We have these layers of, you know, pokey, thorny, owie stuff. But at the heart of it, that's where we want to live. That's what we want to get to. We want to remove all the armor. We want to remove all of the reactions to get to the heart, to get to the juice, to get to the flavor of our lives and who we really are. And it takes, you know, pulling one at a time, going through and looking at those layers and layers and layers of pokey, thorny things to get to that heart. So It isn't a one-off thing that's going to do that. That's only crisis management, crisis mitigation. Seriously. And I don't want to be your Band-Aid dispenser. I don't want to just put Band-Aids on you guys. I want to help you create permanent change and transformation. I want to create for you an environment, a sacred space of personal development, personal growth, personal transformation and change, so that you can have whatever you want. Honestly, so funny. And this is it's mundane to a lot of people, but to me, it's super important in my physical healing right now. I was sitting in my office yesterday and my dad walked in, sat down in my recliner, and we were talking about my PT and how it's coming and how my back's feeling. And yesterday was kind of one of those, my back's sore and I can feel it. And I'm trying to adjust my posture, sit properly with my pelvis in neutral, but my back muscles from not doing yoga for 3 years and not doing a whole lot physically like I used to do at the farm, moving 75-pound hay bales and 30 pounds of milk every morning, bringing that into the house. Like, I'm not as strong as I was. And I'm like, I got to do something, Dad. I was like, I need one of those machines. What's it called? I was like, I know you know what I mean. The resistance band, not the big weight machines. I don't want to lift plates. I just need one of those machines to strengthen. So I went on the Facebook Marketplace and I said, oh, what's it called? So I put in exercise equipment and one came up and it said Bowflex. And I went, I need a Bowflex. I've wanted one for so long, but they're so expensive. And my dad goes, well, you're in the marketplace. Is there any for sale? And, the first 10 came up and they were not cheap. They're about 500, 400. And then I found one for 300, but it was like an hour and a half away from us. And I'm like, I don't even know if the thing's going to fit in the back of the car. Like, we can't really take that chance unless we take the whole thing apart, which we really don't want to do. And my dad said, well, you'll find one. And literally, I scrolled a little farther and 8 miles from my house was a brand new looking, very rare, didn't look like they had it long or used it long, brand new Bowflex Extreme SE. Guy said it's $350, sent him a message thinking I'm not going to get it for $300, but I don't want to spend over $300. That's all the money I have right now to spend on exercise equipment. And I was thinking about joining the gym again, but that's like $50 to sign up and $30 a month. And I hate going in there and having people staring at me. It makes me super uncomfortable. And Bella doesn't either. We quit our gym membership because we got some weird looks. And it ended up us going there and then turning around and walking out, just feeling super uncomfortable. So I know I have to do it at home. And so I just sent the guy a message and said, would you be willing to take 300? I'm not far from you. I could come and get it tonight. And will it fit in the back of my car? He goes, I don't know, but yeah, I'll go 300. And we get there and he's got a brand spanking newest model, the higher end model of the Bowflex, the one that he was selling as an SC. It goes for $13.99 brand new. He's got the other one that's like $3,000 sitting there. And I was like, wow, that's beautiful. He goes, well, it's shorter. Like, it doesn't have as much height, and we just built this Kwanzaa hut. It doesn't fit in our workout room because the roof is rounded. It's too tall. So we had to buy a new one. I'm like, must be nice. And you could just buy a new one and sell the old one really cheap. But hey, cool. I benefit. We had to take a couple pieces off, shoved it in the back of my car, closed my thing partway, the back of my SUV, and tied it with a string and drove 30 miles an hour to get home. But no sooner did I ask that the universe answered, and my answer was right there for exactly what I wanted to spend. And it's like, seriously, put it in the garage and set it up last night. It's like brand new. And that's that thing too. I want you to have that where you can barely speak it out of your mouth and the universe is like, here's your answer. That's the kind of life I have lived now for 25 years. And that's the kind of life I want for you guys. Like, seriously, I prayed before going to PT and going to the doctor with my back issues. And I'm like, all right, I need help with this. Like, I can't keep ignoring the fact that my back hurts all the time. I bought a Sleep Number bed, trying to get that to help my back. And it does help me sleep. But I wake up and my feet hurt, my ankles hurt, my heels hurt, my hips hurt. So I went to the doctor and before I got there, I prayed, God, get me to the right person. Get me to the person that's going to help fix this. without surgery. And surgery's still on the table, but me working out and building my back muscles is what's going to fix that. And that's why I asked for the Bowflex. And I did get to the right person who isn't working on my back, who's working on my tailbone and my pelvis realignment. And lo and behold, for the first time in 3 years, I can sit properly. I can walk without aching. I can do all kinds of stuff. That's called the magical path. It's not all that magical. It is just relying on spirit, right? And living your life in a way where you're just led from step to step. But spirit can't deliver unless you know what to ask. And you won't know what to ask if all you can really ask for is get me out of crisis. So just to wrap it back around, no joke, you can live in crisis management or you can live a charmed, blessed life. It's just going to take more than calling on a one-off session. You actually have to do that work. You don't have to do it with me, you guys. You don't. But if you want to do it with me, go onto my website, go Bernadette Gold, and click on Charm Life. And you get everything, all the enchilada, the empath class, soul fast, and you get Charm Life. You get me for 52 weeks straight. I've got people that have been in that class for 2 years. I've had people that have been longer than 2 years, that have worked that program for 7 years, and done that work with me continuously, because the layers and layers and layers of turmoil and trauma in their lives require them to be on top of it. I have done this work on me for 25 years, the Charm Life work, and I'm still doing it because I don't want to slide back. And let me tell you, it's super easy to slide back. And, if you work on it for 3 weeks and you think, oh, well, not too much has changed. No, it didn't take you 3 weeks to get there. It's going to take longer than 3 weeks to heal your issues, to heal your life. And you don't have to do the work, but then you're going to be in crisis management mode and not much of your life is going to change. So I hope that helps. It's taken me 4 years to finally see the universe is for me, but also neutral. A lot of work, reflection, meditation, still using your principles of a charm life and finding my own way that fits me, but constantly seeking truth and action. That's awesome, Kevin. That makes me so happy. So that's it. I wanted to share that with you. I hope that helps. You guys get that picture, because I have so many clients that call me just to get them out of crisis. And I don't mind doing it. I can feel you guys when you call me and you're in crisis, but that's not where the payoff is. Just getting out of crisis. The payoff is, and the reward is, in doing the work to actually heal what is causing you to go into crisis all the time. And that's what I'm here for. And that's what I'm really, really, really good at. So I love you guys. I hope that helps. I will see you later.